Hi everyone and welcome to Book Boop. My name is Rachel and today I'm going to be revealing my December TBR. So like every single month in the year 2019, I've had a different theme for every month, for every TBR, and finally I have reached the last month of this year to have a theme TBR. Thank goodness. I am ready to leave it behind, to be honest. And this theme is pretty perfect, I think, for December, and I'm calling this theme Wrap Up. So pretty much I'm doing the books that I have yet to finish or I want to finish before the end of the year. So I'm wrapping up at the end of the year. You get it? Like I'm wrapping presents? It's funny, Christmassy. Okay, so there are some books that I either didn't finish already, like I had on previous TBRs in previous months that I didn't finish, or maybe there's some books that I really would like to read before the end of the year, so those are the books I'm picking. First of all, before I start, I'm so sorry this video is a little bit late. I normally post videos Monday at noon, and I didn't end up filming before I left for Thanksgiving vacation, and things got crazy, and so this is coming up a bit late, so I'm sorry about that, but I'm hoping to do some more pre-filming and to have videos come out on time in December. So I'm sorry about it being late, but let's go ahead and jump in. So first thing I want to do is read some books that I missed reading in the month of October. I had sort of like a creepy reads October theme going on, and there were a couple books that I did not get to that I would like to get to before the end of the year. One of them is Sadie by Courtney Summers, which I'm going to be honest, there's quite a few books I have on my TBR this month, and this is the one that may fall by the wayside if I don't get to all of them, because honestly this one scares me. This story follows this girl whose sister was murdered, and her sister is going and trying to find the murderer, and in the process she ends up disappearing, and there's this podcast in this small town of where this is happening, and the person that's running the podcast becomes obsessed with this particular disappearance, and he's trying to find out where the girl went. Anyways, it's supposed to be really intense. There's supposed to be a lot of trigger warnings, and I don't normally read super intense books, so this one honestly scares me. If you've read this one and you don't think it's really that bad, just let me know. I mean, I know everyone has different tolerances, but I am nervous about this one, to be honest, but I haven't gotten to it yet, and I do want to read it. So if I don't get to it, I'll probably read it early next year in 2020. The next book that I did not get to read in October that I would really love to read before the end of the year is Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the second book in the Stalking Jack the Ripper series. I don't know much about this one other than the fact it has something to do with Dracula and vampires. This takes place kind of in Victorian London, and we follow this main girl. Audrey Rose is her name, and she wants to work in medicine, not necessarily medicine. She wants to work with cadavers and solving crimes and things like that. So she basically wants to work with the police force and do that. So, which is unheard of in Victorian era. So she's a very sassy girl. But anyways, this has something to do with Dracula. It looks like fun. It looks creepy. It's not really a December-y sounding read, but I do love my creepy reads, and honestly, I could read them any time of the year. So I'm all for it. Before I talk about a couple more, I also did not end up getting to entirely read through the Harry Potter series in the month of November. That was my plan, or at least to get as far as I could in it. I was really hoping to get through the fifth book, Order of the Phoenix, but unfortunately I only got through book 4. So I read books 1 through 4 of Harry Potter in the month of November, and I would really like to read the rest of the series very soon. I may not completely read all the rest of the series before the end of the year. I hope I will, but I doubt I will have time. So I need to read books 5, 6, and 7. If anything, I may space it out a little bit, so I'm not going to have a traditional wrap-up for November, because originally I was going to do this reading vlog of my reactions while I was reading the books and everything, because everybody knows Harry Potter's about. I felt like I couldn't do that great of a wrap-up with it other than just showing kind of my reactions while I was reading it, but that fell apart quickly because I'm really bad at vlogging, and half the time I would forget to vlog, so I didn't have very many clips, and it just wasn't worth it. So this is kind of my wrap-up here, saying I had a good time with it. Books 1 through 4 were a lot of fun to read. Honestly, 3 and 4 are probably my favorites. The 4th being my favorite so far, mainly because the bigger the book is, the more stuff that they left out of the movies, the more stuff that they've changed. The first 2, they were quite faithful in the movies and everything, so there wasn't too much that was different, but 3 and 4 started to have some differences, especially 4. So I think I have more fun with the books that are longer and have more information that was left out of the movies. It's just stuff that I've forgotten, and it's been a lot more fun to delve into that world. So that's pretty much my wrap up for that. It's been fun, and I'm really hoping to read through 5, 6, and 7 soon. If anything, I may end up kind of reading one of the Harry Potter books each month, maybe just Order of Phoenix in December, and then start finishing the rest of them at the beginning of the year, because I really enjoyed reading them, but I was feeling burnt out on rereads. I was desperately wanting to read something new because there's so many books that have come out recently I really want to read, and just so many books on my TBR I want to read, and I was having trouble. I was kind of starting to go into reading slump, and I hate to say that Harry Potter was putting me in a reading slump. That's just painful to say, but it kind of was, because I just was tired of reading rereads. I was ready to read a story that was new for me. So, along with those other 2 books, Sadie and Hunting Prince Dracula, I'm hoping to maybe do some more Harry Potter. And then in regards to that kind of wrap-up theme, there are a couple books that are the last books in a series that I would love to finish up before the end of the year. And they are ones that I'm pretty darn looking forward to doing. One of those is 5 Dark Fates by Ken Dare Blake. This is the 4th and final book in the 3 Dark Crown series. A quick, super quick synopsis of it is basically, it's about this island called Fenburn, and every generation, 3 triplet queens are born, and once they become of age, they have to fight to the death to decide who will get the throne. Very dark. It is. But this is the last book in that series, and I'm really excited to see how it turns out. I really enjoyed the first 2 a lot. The third was a little bit of a downhill for me. I didn't really love the direction the story was going, but I'm really hoping that this book will bring it back up for me and just give it a nice bang at the end. I'm really hoping so. So I definitely want to read this before the end of the year. I'm really pumped about this one. I think it's going to be really cool. And the cover, I mean, all the covers for those books are just, and I like Ken Dare Blake's writing style. The last one is such, oh my goodness, I'm so excited about this book, and I had pre-ordered it like at the beginning of the year. I'm so excited to finish this series, but at the same time I'm terrified to, because I love this series so much and I don't want it to end, and that is Supernova by Marissa Meyer. This is the Renegades trilogy. This is the 3rd book in the series, the last book in the series, and I don't want it to end. And also this cover. I love all of the covers for the Renegade series. They are so beautiful. I think the very first book, Renegades, is probably my favorite cover, but this one, I mean, look at that. If you haven't heard of Renegades before, again, super quick synopsis. It's about the story of good versus evil in the form of superheroes and villains. We have people with superpowers, and it's a very interesting take on it because we get to see perspectives of characters from both sides, from the villain side and the hero side, and a lot of times how sometimes things are blurred between the lines. There's times when the heroes do things you're like, that doesn't seem like a good thing to do, and vice versa, or you feel like the villains, some of the things they're doing don't really seem that bad. So anyways, it's a really, really interesting take on superheroes, and if you like superheroes and Marvel movies, highly recommend. But the second book definitely put a cliffhanger on there, and I am dying to see what happens. At the same time, I am terrified because I don't know if everybody's going to make it out alive, and I just, it's just so intense. It's so intense. So I really, really want to read this one in December and finish it up before the end of the year, but at the same time, I'm dreading it because I don't want it to end. But I'm excited to see how Marissa Meyer wraps up this series. So those are all the books that I'm hoping to get to by the end of the year. That is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. They're all pretty big. I mean, obviously, books 5, 6, and 7 of Harry Potter are pretty massive. So I'm not going to be able to get to all these. We shall see. But right now, I'm going to focus on reading some books that are new for me. I'm probably going to take a little bit of a break from Harry Potter just to kind of hopefully keep me from getting in a reading slump. I've actually already started 5 Dark Fates, and that's helped a lot. That's already pulled me up out of it some. So anyways, those are the books I'm hoping to read in the month of December. What are you planning to read in December? What books do you want to get to before the end of the year? You feel like the clock is ticking, the talk is clicking. The clock is ticking and you're like, I got to get this done, or I really want to find out what happens in the series, or I really want to get to this new release. Let me know what books you're hoping, or book you're hoping to get to before the end of the year. On this side of the video over here is my logo. If you click on that, you can subscribe to my channel and follow me on my book journey. On this side of the video over here is a suggestion for another video if you want to watch another one right now. But thank you so much for watching. You rock, and don't forget to keep reading. Bye!